Government City College. My name is Sanya Begum.
Safura Siddiqa, Durga,
Kaushik Kumar, Ali Raghav.
Vaishali.
Under the supervision of Ifatulisa Begum, our Jignasa student study project title is Buy Now Pay Later and its impact on spending behavior of Gen Z consumers. This topic examines how the easy credit access is influencing the spending habits of Gen Z consumers. It is the most popular innovation, which is known as Buy Now Pay Later, which is commonly known as BNPL. It allows consumers to purchase products now and pay for them later in small fixed installments, often without interest if paid on time. Now I would like to explain the evolution of payments. Payment system has been evolved from small store-based installments to digital and instant BNPL services. In the earlier, the approvals were slow and limited. Then the credit card system came. It was also charging the high interest. Then later, the fintech companies has introduced the BNPL services, and later with the growth of e-commerce and fintech platform, the BNPL services has taken a significant role, and it has been expanded to a rapid growth, and it has attracted to the Gen Z consumers. Now I would like to explain the growth and development. There are some of the companies which offer this BNPL services such as MobiKwik, ZestMoney, Paytm, SimplePay. All these companies are shown the significant role over the years. All of these companies are moving from rapid expansion to sustainable growth and profitability. Now I would like to explain the difference between the traditional generation and Gen Z with the help of this table. The first is the save first and then buy. The traditional generation used to have a mindset of save first then buy, but whereas Gen Z prefer buy now pay later. The earlier traditional purchases were preferred and planned careful, but now the Gen Z used to buy with their impulse and it's trend based. Now the payment system is also changed. The earlier the payment system was cash and credit card, but now the payment system is digital and BNPL services. Now the earlier traditional generation used to think the debt as a burden, but the Gen Z used to think the BNPL services as a budgeting tool. Now my friend will continue.
Let me give you a brief upon the review of literature. Based on the previous studies, Reja Shah in the 2024 and Deepika Meena in the year 2025 found that BNPL reduces the psychological pain by separating the purchase from payments. In the year 2025, Shah reported that Gen Zs often treat the installments of BNPL as budgeting tool rather than debts. In the year 2024, Mr. Singh observed that BNPL platforms use urgency queues, seamless checkouts, which increases the impulsive behavior of the consumers. The statement of the problem. We are currently witnessing a silent revolution in how my generation spends money. It's fast, it's digital, it's called BNPL. BNPL is marketed as a budgeting tool and a lifestyle hack, whereas it is actually a psychological trigger. Let me repeat, it's a psychological trigger. It removes the psychological pain of payment by separating it into tiny installments. Here, the brain stops seeing it as a debt, it starts seeing it as affordability. The problem we have identified is a critical research gap.
We explain about research objectives. 3A of BNPL among the Gen Z. 3A stands for analysis, awareness, adoption. Analysis. We did analyze to understand BNPL features, Gen Z's behavior throughout the survey. Adoption. Do you know why Gen Zs are adopting BNPL? Convenience. Convenience is a key demand for BNPL adoption. Additionally, flexibility and payment option. Awareness. We want to create awareness about BNPL. Second point, to examine the impulsive of PEOU. PEOU stands for Perceived Ease of Use. That means people are feeling easy to use this app. Easy payment reduces the hesitation. Due to the seamless hesitation, it also changes the consumer seamless behavior. Third point, comparing the users, non-users of BNPL. Here, we are comparing to know their monthly expenditure, what product they will. One thing that BNPL users don't know that BNPL is happiness with limited lifetime. It works as a slow poison. Fourth point, to evaluate the relationship between financial literacy. BNPL is a slippery slope depth for Gen Zs. You know why? They are still in the learning phase of financial literacy and they are vulnerable. Overspending and debit accumulation throughout repeated uses of BNPL. Now let me explain about hypothesis. H1 increases impulsive buying. H2 reduce the pain of buying. H3 people have low financial literacy rate leading to missing of payment. H4 app is designed such a way aesthetically and conveniently influencing BNPL more than the interest rate. Next slide will be explained by my friend.
Recession methods. We taken area of the study. We have taken the study area from Hyderabad district and other districts of Telangana. Here, we included urban and semi-urban areas also. We have collected data from 303 respondents, and here we taken the two major sources for collecting data. Those are primary data and secondary data. Primary data, we have taken the primary data from 303 respondents through questioning. Second data is from the previous studies, articles, newspapers, and the research papers of the previous researchers. When we go to the next slide, that is Data analysis and exploration. BNPL awareness and usage status. Here we can see that 55.40 people are aware about BNPL services and 44.60% are not aware about the BNPL users. Anyhow, 70.80% are currently using BNPL services and 61.40 are not using BNPL services. When we go to the next slide, that is BNPL adoption. When we go to the adoption, here it is an important fact that Amazon Pay Later and Flipkart Pay Later are leading the BNPL platforms through 31%, later through Simple Pay is leading in 20%, Paytm Postpaid through 19%. Here we can see the p-value. The p-value is less than 0.001% because here the null hypothesis is getting rejected. According to null hypothesis, every platform has have to gain a equal opportunity. In Amazon Pay Later and Flipkart Pay Later, here it is getting rejected. So we are getting the p-value less than 0.005%. So when we go through the reasons, so why is p-value is getting rejected? So when we go through the reason, here are the main two reasons that are shortage of immediate funds and discount cashback offers. Which shortage of immediate funds is stated to 36% and discount and cashback offers for 33%. When we go through the next slide, here we can see that where the money goes. So through the graph, we can see that mainly the BNPL services are mainly conquered in the food sector. That is 34.7%. Followed by electronics, that is 20%, fashion through 19%, travel through 13%, and groceries in 11%. Now next slide will be explained by.
The BNPL are announcing daily control. The pie chart shows where people mostly use BNPL services. The highest spending of BNPL is in food and dining, about 34.7%, followed by electronics, 20.8%, and groceries are 11.6%, and fashion is 19.8%. This shows the BNPL services have become part of Gen Z consumers. Spending inflation. The graph shows about 18.8% of people said their spending behavior slightly increased, and 28.4% people said very less decrease, and 31.7% people said there is a lot of increase in the spending behavior. This slide, the BNPL has changed the spending behavior of the Gen Z consumer. This is the percent lifestyle inflation. The pie chart shows mainly shows the purchasing behavior and necessity and essential needs of the Gen Z consumers, where 38.9% mostly necessitates and needy things are purchasing, and mostly 70.8% percentage are mostly purchasing luxuries and lifestyle things. Visual repayments, backup plans, and reducing debt. In this slide, the graph shows the repayment behavior of the consumers, where 43.2% are visual repayments once or twice frequently. There are 9.6% of visual frequently. This shows that there are also a visual payments which can lead to them financial stress. Financial literacy and deficit indicators. This graph shows 39.3% are completely unaware about financial stress and credit card scores. This can lead to Gen Z into a financial stress and risk recovery agent contact rates about 49.5%. User in study, most of the values are below than 0.05, which shows significantly, and there is a linkage between BNPL, consumer spending behavior, and financial literacy. And next slide, my friend will continue.
Now coming to key findings. First is let's talk about who are Gen Zs. They are mostly students with under 18 to 22 years with monthly disposable income under 5,000. They are mainly divided into males and females. Next is why are Gen Zs using BNPL? Because it is convenience, one-time checkout, no OTP, EMI fittings, and deferred payments. So it is more convenient for them. Next is first finding ones. Why it is impacting on BNPL? First is BNPL impulsive buying. BNPL drives impulsive buying with highest usage and increasing monthly spending. Next, structural financial vulnerability. BNPL users reflect structural financial vulnerability rather than financial empowerment. Financial independence solution. BNPL enables financial independence solutions where users present themselves as financially independent while relying on debts. Data privacy literacy and financial literacy. BNPL users creates a major gap in financial and data privacy literacy with unawareness of fees. Next is measurable psychological harm. BNPL causes anxiety and stress among users for missed repayment terms. Policy recommendations. So now coming to recommendations, policymakers should create strict disclosure income checks and redesign the entire app to reduce usage and to show real-time debts. For future researchers, create a deep understanding of BNPL real impacts. Institutions should also give compulsory education for students about digital literacy. To conclude this study set out to investigate whether BNPL altered the spending behavior of Gen Z consumers in India. Based on the primary survey data from 303 respondents and validation through 7 distinct statistical tests, BNPL does not only facilitate purchasing, it restructures the entire psychological and physical architecture of how Gen Z spends experience money. Now, this will be continued by my friend.
Now, I would like to explain the purpose of this project. BNPL services provide convenience to the consumer, but often encourage impulse buying and hidden debt, along with the poor financial literacy and poor awareness of data privacy. This makes BNPL services more risky than empowering. This has to be along with the this has to encourage and create more safeguard platforms so that young consumer may not feel struggle to use this service. Thank you.